Ça sera sublime. 2, 3, ah. It should sound comme ça. Yam papa papim papam tir yam papa pop et c'est ça où ça commence oui. Il faut que vous repreniez les choses hein. Ça traîne.
Castor Pollux is a kind of a strange anti-tragédie lyrique. It begins with a pompe funèbre, with a great sort of funeral procession. But then again, no one dies on the thing, you see. And it's about fraternal love. It's about two brothers who love each other so much that one is prepared to sort of shut off immortality, such as to be, to give his brother a chance, you see. And even the characters like Phoebe, who try to be wicked in Castor, really aren't wicked. I mean, they're just, and Théraïre is just a grand kind of suffering lady. But it all boils down to a kind of a very bucolic kind of, it's a kind of a Poussin-like landscape for me.
Legatissimo.
On sera à ces endroits-là exactement, c'est ça?
Ouais.
D'accord.
Très bien.
Rassemblez-vous, 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 secondez-moi, 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 rassemblez-vous, secondez-moi. Des affaires, égalité entre lois, des affaires, égalité, égalité
C'est excellent. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. On va chier les mains en l'air. Vous avez la bouche fermée. Hein? It's just physically tiring. It's emotionally tiring. You have to think about the piece, you know. You have to make the piece flow. You have to make the piece work. It's not a question of just starting and stopping an orchestra, or speeding him up or slowing him down, or making sure the choir and the orchestra start out at the same time. It's obviously that's an element of conducting, but the rest of it is providing the enthusiasm and sometimes the vitality that some of your singers or your instrumental players don't have. You've got to give it to them.
See, this is what early or late 18th, early 19th century.
Harvard is the one that maintains it.
Absolutely. Well,
Now it's car course. Do you need help registering?
we might.
Okay, are you here for your union?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, what are your last names?
Christie is my last name,
Christie?
and Arms. But I think, have you already registered? No, I haven't.
Maybe you should register separately. Hank, come here.
Nice to see you.
Are you recording this for Harmonium or what?
It's worse than that. I'll be here for today, and I'll be here for tomorrow as well. So there'll be 2 days.
Boston appeared to us in those days, and I think it really still represents the quintessence of cultivation in this country.
Totally.
I mean, you have all kinds of cultural phenomena in this country: California, the Southwest, the Middle West, but the greatest concentration of refinement of the kind that appealed to our sensibilities, certainly Bill's and mine, was here, which is really founded, I would say, in the 17th and 18th centuries.
Yeah, my taste essentially is what the French would call the Grand Siècle. I found it here, And of course it has its parallel with the music that I had started to really play and love when I was at Harvard. French 18th century music, 17th century music, German, English.
Boston was a very aging city.
Yes, it was an old lady.
And it was just on the verge of a renaissance, of a rebirth. And we came and discovered it in its very, very, almost deliciously rotten state.
It was tolerating.
It was decomposing.
Yeah. We actually furnished a Harvard flat, with remnants and bits and pieces you could pick up off the street, literally,
Bronze acroteria picked off of buildings in night raids, and we used to do that sort of thing. And created an environment in our, mini environment at Harvard, gleaned from the exquisite but terribly decomposed and run down buildings in Boston. Anybody in these? Won't be able to get in. But this was the place.
Who lived there?
Well, there were David, myself, and David Benfield. For three years.
This is where Bill's harpsichord was.
That's right, yeah.
This is where the first time many musicals were.
I can remember listening to Alcina for the very first time here. I can remember listening to my first Charpentier here. And I can remember listening to Hippolyte and Alice, remember? With John Baker singing Fed. Do you remember that? And Alcina, I remember so well.
Alcina, I remember.
Well, of course, all these pieces I've done subsequently, you know. I've missed them many, many times. Up top lived the fast set. Well, of course, it would be fantastic to find
The Early Music Group of the Year is not just a fixed collection of performing personnel. It is, in fact, a flexible collection of highly talented singers and musicians dedicated to presenting the music of the 17th and 18th centuries in an adventurous and informal way. Founded in 1979 by the American conductor William Christie, who has just recently been awarded the French Légion d'honneur. The winner of the Early Music Group of the Year for, among other things, its wonderful performances of French Baroque opera is Les Arts Florissants.
From Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. Extremely freely, actually. The basic story is the same, but a great deal else is added. A whole panoply of singers, troops of dancers, majestic scenery, a vast cast of actors. Well, usually a vast cast. But for tonight you'll have to make do with me, I'm afraid.
Your last visit to London, Bill, you attended the scaled-down version of Fairy Queen.
Yeah, but
now, I was really sorry I missed that. Unfortunately, I was abroad at the time, and I remember being so excited about it when Chris told me.
Yeah, it actually was. It was the premiere, so to speak, here in London, and we were scared stiff. It was a Busker's version. I did it with a string quartet, 2 flutes, who also played 2 oboes, 2 trumpets, me directing from the keyboard, and 6 or 7 singers. And it's a tour de force. It was all memorized, and we had this idea, which actually worked better and better and better as the show sort of went on, of using an English actress, Harriet Walter, to link the musical elements with essentially just a narration of the story. And Jeremy Sams did the text.
And he's brilliant.
He is brilliant.
The trouble with Act 3 is the absence of the Fairy Queen herself. And frankly, I think Shakespeare, or whoever, slipped up here rather, because although obviously Titania, has to be seen to be asleep in order to find whoever she finds when she wakes up, I won't spoil it. The trouble is, her absence from the play means that the stage is awash with minor characters. Dull people. Not glamorous at all. I mean, there's the 4 lovers. Their plot thickens to the point of coagulation, with various love duties placed on various eyes, and they combine and collide, converse, conspire, plot, lots of plot, which is all fine, I suppose, but not somehow central. And then there's the mechanicals. Well, if you know your Shakespeare, you expect them to come on, do a snatch of Pyramus and Thisbe, get bewitched by Puck, and then clear off into the wings. Well, not in this version. Oh, they do the whole play.
I'm sad in a sense that You know, when you mix media like this, I mean, you incur the wrath of critics. Critics want you to be just one other kind, you know. And
it must have been quite a shock, though, after everybody knew your recording, because your recording was quite controversial, wasn't it? I mean, it was well received in this country, but there were a couple of dissenting voices who thought it was too French, as you said, you know.
Well, exactly, and not sort of, you know,
austere and
stalwart, you know, in English. And, you know.
You damn tormenting punk! I do confess. I am drunk as I live, boys as I live, drunk as I live, boys drunk. I am drunk, boys as I live, boys as I live, boys drunk. As I live, boys as I live, boys drunk. If you will know it, I am I confess. I am very they dreading, no, don't be so. Go, dear, devil, let me see, devil, let me go. And as I hope to wear the face, and as I hope to wear the face, I write a sonnet in my grave.
The house is 4 centuries old, and when I found it, it was really on hard times. It had been beautiful once before, but it's just simply had been forgotten and was left unloved by everybody, including its owners and the people who lived in it. We brought it back to life. I've restored it, I think, lovingly. The parallel to be made, I suppose, is the kind of work that we do with the Alflores Song as well. We've rehabilitated artists, musicians, and their works that have been sort of lying on library shelves, unloved.